Yeah, my name is Femi Otta. Yeah, I'm a creative strategist. I am a media consultant. I'm an advertising practitioner. I'm a filmmaker. I'm also an instructor in film and life management. I do a lot of things around creativity and innovation. And also, I'm the convener of Rethink Initiative. It's a boot camp organized for young creatives and filmmakers to discover, develop, and deploy media content for impact. And we've been doing that since 2015, and it's been a great blessing. So I'm married and happy because I think these days is good to add that part to it. Yeah, I'm blessed with twins, 2 boys, and they share the same date with me, April 15, and I have a little girl too, Joyce. So it's a wonderful family, and we bless God for the gifts that He has given to us. Okay, in 2015, 2015, one of my friends organized a conference and invited me to take the media and entertainment part. It was like a general conference, and people would break into syndicate sessions with different areas of interest. So there are media and entertainment, politics, governance, family, agriculture, medical science and tech, and all sorts. So I was called upon to take the media and entertainment part of it. A very big conference and live. So while preparing for that, I was inspired. That most of the time entertainment has been redefined, as anything that just makes people happy, that is the soul of entertainment, or the purpose of entertainment is for gratification. And while I was preparing my lecture notes, I discovered that entertainment is beyond gratification. It's beyond gratification. So it's not just for you to feel happy and feel good. It's just, it should have a purpose. Like I tell people, there is a why of entertainment, because what you take in as a person affects your person. And research has also proven that we learn more when we are more relaxed, when we are laughing, when we are joking. That's why you see most curriculums of developed, countries, or even workplaces where they have to do with creativity, they make the environment so relaxed so that people can do something, while they can relax and have fun while working. So I now discovered that to make the society better, we need to check the entertainment we consume. So not all entertainment is good for you. Because some you take in and your life, like they say in church, will never remain the same again. So since I was trying to talk about this kind of entertainment that is beyond gratification, I was inspired to come up with a curriculum that will help people to develop content for impact. And one of the ways we can do this is to gather a group of people that are interested in this aspect of entertainment, train them and deploy them to replicate that, and gradually we begin to change the quality of entertainment that we see in the society. So I would say that was what inspired Rethink, and we started in 2015 then. So at that conference, we were able to enlist some people and also get other people involved, and we started in 2015. No sponsorship, no backup, and also we just started it, and since that time we have not stopped. And by the time we are getting into it, we are now getting a kind of attention from brands. Oh, okay, we love what you're doing. How can we be of help? How can we partner with you? And also, and we've had corporate organizations, made part of this progress. And one day, what we intend to have at the end of the day is a large group of people that will commit themselves to producing content for impact. And we have testimonials. People that have graduated from Rethink have produced award-winning movies, that were selected in film festivals as film for impact. And that's what gives us joy, and we continue to do what we do. So that's about it for Rethink, initiative that we've been doing since 2015. Okay, it's quite interesting. As in, while growing up, I've always been a storyteller, even at my house. I'm the fourth born of the family, so I have, grown-ups as, three elder ones, and within that space, I've been used to storytelling. I've answered questions with storytelling, even as a young boy, very young boy. I've answered questions. The one that comes to mind readily now was when somebody was asking, my younger sister was asking, everybody in the house that, there was this politician that died then, and they were saying that they can't find the person that killed him because it could be the government, that killed the person. So my sister was now asking that why is it impossible for them to know the person that killed this, this particular figure that died, popular figure that died? And I asked her the question with the story. So there was a box of St. Louis sugar in front of me, and I told her that I didn't know where that story came from. I just said the story that, okay, this is the sugar, a box of sugar. If you took everything and you stole it, and we can't find it again, and our parents now charge you that go and look for the person that stole the sugar, the thief, will you be able to find the person? She said, no now. I said, why? He said, because I'm the one that stole it. I said, yes, that's what happened. So then all my sisters then, the elders, they were just laughing, this young boy, where did you get that idea from, and all sorts. So I've always known that I know that I will be in this kind of field. But interestingly, I did sciences in my first degree, at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. I spent 4 or 5 years there, and also, but I didn't stop, because after then I started researching on filmmaking. Because of that, I wrote a film called Dreams. It's a 95-page script, that I wrote them without any formal training, just browsing the internet, In fact, I wrote that script then with the final draft software. When I show people, where did you get this software, and also that even people that have been players in the industry for years, this is very impressive, and also eventually I shot that film, in 2008, I think, yeah. And it was done. I directed it, I did everything, and it was launched on my wedding day in 2010. People watched it and they were blessed. I had cast like Sam Adigun. Sam Adigun was the one that played the lead role then, supported by Lolade and now Lolade Okedare. Yeah, Lolade Okedare. Folo Okedare was also in that film. I had Agbakomo of blessed memory. I had Von Jarrett. I had Idowu Oluwafermi, my mama, and a lot of people then in that movie. And also kudos to people that helped that time. I think Bratunde Awa was the production manager then, so he linked me up to so many people. We did it. It was a very successful thing. But after then, I knew there was more, so I began to make some researches. How can I have an education behind my passion? Because sometimes you can have a passion, but if you don't have the education behind it, it might just be wasting a lot of efforts, because of that. So eventually I was able to get a master's degree in media and communication at Pan-Atlantic University, now Pan-African University then. So that was when I now enrolled for that program. 1.5 years I did media and communications, and when I finished there, a part of the storytelling, and I moved into advertising, which has a meeting point with storytelling, because in advertising what we also do is we tell relevant stories that will connect with target market to sell the brand to people. And by the side, I also do a lot of film coaching and filmmaking. And so far so good. This is where we've been since that time. So I have a master's in media and communications that I have also been able to grow in it, and also attended some other courses, and because at the end of the day we want to have what is called a film village. Yeah. Okay. I think I try to give a perspective to, that in my earlier, answers to what I do. Now, I believe that entertainment must be healthy. Yeah. So, in understanding media content, you need to understand your niche, where you are and your space. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm in that space of, just like, in the Bible, there's this book of Esther that God was not mentioned. But in every aspect of that film, of that book, you will see the hand of God. So it's not necessarily that, okay, I do a film and mention Jesus or mention God, that I can influence people positively, to align with God and his values. Yeah. So I'm in that space of presenting the gospel in a way that it connects with my target audience. You get it? It connects with my target audience in that space because of the people I'm looking at. So what I tell people is, when you know your audience, you will know how to package your message. Yeah. Like the Dreams is a film like that. I don't know, maybe one day I will just upload this on YouTube. Yeah. So that people can have access to it. It's a very deep story that has to do with how God is a protagonist in the affairs of men, and how he can change the story of someone from ground zero to becoming a hero. And that is actually the summary of it. So you might come across different obstacles, but at the end of the day, God orders your step, to overcome those obstacles, and achieve your purpose. So that is the space I'm in, majorly because of my target audience. But again, if I'm invited to come appear in the Christian film, I won't say I'm not, part of it, or I won't be part of it, because I think one of my good brother, good friend, Bro John Ogutuashe, one day was making a film about, he called me, and I was able to appear in that film, and all sorts. So if I get such invitations, why not? Though I love to work behind the scenes, because I believe that is majorly, the area in which I'm called to do my work as a person. So it's not that I'm still a Christian, I'm still born again. Yeah, but it's just that the space I occupy now and my target audience, that is how I want to structure my content. Yeah, so that's that. In as much as I'm not really very involved in the making of Christian films that we see, mainstream Christian films I see, but I will tell you that I follow all of them. I watch all of them. I watch, if not 80 to 90% of them, because now they're on YouTube and all sorts. And I follow, some of these stakeholders also that are in this industry, and or let me say ministry. Yeah. So in order not to offend anybody, yeah. So it's I follow them and I see the work they do, and I also watch, because I also like to watch movies and how to learn other things. So what I've discovered is that the Christian film, making, has not really tapped into collaboration with brands the way they should. Yeah. The reason it could be in two parts. Number one, maybe even people are not aware that they can collaborate with brands, to get value for what they do in terms of resources. Yeah, that's one. Then number two, people can also have this, mindset that no, we are talking about the gospel. We can't dilute it with brand presence, or brand cues in our films and all sorts. Yeah, those are two areas of it. So the one is about mindset. The other one is about knowledge gap. Yeah. So the knowledge gap is just to tell people that they can actually maximize it, and that will not, if you know the right approach. Yeah. So what I tell people is this: you need to understand your values. You understand? These are my values. This is what I want to do. Imagine if the boat that Jesus used to preach the gospel, if it was branded Peter and Co. Enterprises, and Jesus was standing on that boat and people were covering him, do you think they will not capture Peter and Co. Enterprises in that sermon? They will cover it. Yes. So it's Jesus used people's boats, to preach. That's resources, really. Yeah. But what you need to understand is that it must align with your own values. Yeah. So you can't be, if you believe that it's not good for Christians to take alcohol, so you can't approach alcoholic brands now to be in your film. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of Christian people also, when they are taking alcohol, they remove the labels so that people will not say that they are endorsing a particular kind of brand. But if you can look for a brand that aligns with your values, like that has nothing to do with your morals or your values, you can approach them. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. If you have views of 200,000, 300,000 and all sorts, and you can approach a brand. This is what I've done. These are my numbers, but I want to put just maybe a beverage, maybe like I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the brand on this thing, but let us excuse that. A beverage, maybe a popular one, and the child is going to school in the morning, and they put the label there, and is drinking it, and also everybody will see it. You are not going to call the name and say, hey, this is what we like advertising, but by seeing it alone, you can approach the brand manager of that particular brand and say, this is what we want to do. I want to just put, your package, in our film and all sorts, and they will see how they can support you, whether monetarily or in product samples. That works. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that is it. So in mindset too, we need to also do better in that. There's nothing in collaborating with brands so far that you have been able to align in terms of values. So your value system must align with the brand values too. You understand? So if it's a brand that likes to promote, liveliness, excitement, and also, and your film is also in that direction, you can align with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it can help. So maybe there's an amusement park scene in your film, and you want to say, okay, this is what we want to do in this place. So instead of them charging you or something, you can tell them this is what we want to do in this place, and also, and you can even get value back from them based on what you are doing. So we should take away, that mindset and leverage on that. It helps us, There's no problem in making money from films because it helps you to make other films, so that you won't be stranded, on your way to fulfilling purpose. So that is ways I think Christian filmmakers can leverage on brand presence to promote, their films and get more revenue from it. Thank you. As a person, and a lot of people take me up on that all the time, you understand? I so much believe in all things working together for good for people. Yeah. So all this, your happiest day, your saddest day, your biggest regrets, and also I don't archive them. That okay, this is saddest day. I see challenges. Yeah. Have I made wrong decisions? Yes. Have I made mistakes? Yes. But I don't archive them and say, okay, and build a monument around it that, this day, upon all the sad moments I'm having, this is the saddest. No. Yeah, I'm a very, very optimistic person. I'm a very lively person. I might be going through a lot, but when I come out, I smile, so you might not be able to, and it's not a fake smile, really. It's a genuine smile, knowing that these two will pass, and eventually they pass. Do you understand? So it's difficult. That's why I said today is my Saturday, because you have asked me this question and I don't know the answer to give you. Yeah. So really, this is a lesson for people. Yeah. We don't need to build a monument around sad moments. Really. Yeah. If we understand the journey God is taking us through, Psalms 23. Very powerful scripture, very common now, but when reality, when something is very common, we tend to miss the lesson. But when it's rarity, kind of brings lesson to our hearts. That okay, I'm hearing this for the first time. Like now, you just heard it now that Esther is, this is good. But it's something that's been there. You understand? So Psalm 23 says something. One of the verses says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear. That should be the saddest moment, right? But it said, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. So it's God's presence that takes us through, challenges and turns things around. And the one that is supposed to be the saddest moment now becomes what? The greatest testimonies. So if you look at the life of Joseph, for instance, what would you call his saddest moment? That didn't work together for good for him. Is it the selling to? Is it the the pit, waterless pit that they threw him? Is it the lying of Potiphar's wife on him? Is it the prison experience? He didn't build monument on it and say, "Oh, this is the saddest moment." That was why when he came out of it, he said, "What you meant for evil, God turned it around for good." So those his brothers were measuring his sad moment, but he was seeing the hand of God taking him from one place to the other, closer to his destiny. And I'm not saying this as trying to be a perfect person. No. I'm just genuinely telling you how I see life. I believe that whatsoever we go through in life, all things work together for good. For instance, I studied sciences and now I'm in advertising. You understand? It will have been a sad moment that, oh no, I would have gone to study mass communications. But interestingly, the way I now see advertising is more of, from my science background, because it's about mindset, philosophy, psychology, how people think, how the brain is made, the left brain, the right brain, the knowledge I got from sciences. So what was supposed to be a sad moment for me that, I did sciences, has now turned to good for me in advertising. You understand what I'm saying? So in life, that is the way I see it. And I encourage people to also, see that aspect that God is taking us through a journey, and there's no need for us to build a monument around any sad moment. Because at the end of the day, all things will work together for you, for good for you. To those that are called and those that work according to his purpose. So in the purpose of God for your life, there's no need taking record of those sad, happiest and regrets or something. Yeah, just learn the lessons you need to learn and move on. Thank you. Okay, I remember a moment, some years ago, I saw an advert in the newspaper. An international NGO wanted a communications consultant. You understand? And it was publicized and the stuff in the paper. So I looked at it. This appears like something I could do, but the way they put the position, you will be given a lot of opportunities, privileges, and also okay, should I do this? And also, so with courage, I put in the application, and I put in some things I've done around it and also. So I was called up for an interview, and this is the kind of that they've sent a flight ticket. It was in Abuja, so they sent a flight ticket, book hotel for you or something. So I went there. I slept in Abuja the next day. So the next morning when I went to the office, I saw elders, elders as in, very grounded people. If I mention some of their names, you will know them. Some people will know them. In the advertising industry, I was there. A lot of elderly people. I was like a young boy that was just coming. So I sat. I couldn't talk. They were talking. Where we are. This is in the lobby where we are in, and also that. And they started calling people in one after the other, and also I was the second person that arrived, and also. So I went there, and when I entered, I saw the way they looked at me, because maybe they were not expecting, maybe they were expected very, and we started talking, and I took the longest time from what I was told, asking me questions. It was just God that was talking to me and all sorts. When I came out, I met more people. I said, okay, I just going and also. So, and that day I finished, and I was going back to the airport before I got to the airport, I got a call. That you have been given the job. as a communication consultant. That one I couldn't see anything. Though. I said this one is not me because I don't know what I've done, to. And since that time, up till now, I still work as a consultant for that organization. You understand what I'm saying? So it has been repeated. Oh, we love what you did. Come and do this for us again. Oh, we love what you did. Come and do that. And it has been continuous like that. One situation, I would say that no, it's not just me. It's God, that's just orchestrated that, kind of event to work for my good. And I'm still very grateful to God for that opportunity. As I speak, I'm still on that project, working on it. And it's a fantastic experience, I would say, for me. I think that's one thing I can remember, that I know this is just God working behind the scenes for my good. My name is Femi Otta. Keep watching The Mentor Show.